Hello and welcome to Boxing Noise. So let's get straight into it. Breaking news, Tyson Fury has vacated the ring belt. This has come to a surprise for a lot of people because although Fury's been back and forth saying he's retired, we've been here before. Fury has often said he's retiring and he's had enough. So people are now questioning, is Fury really retired now? But I think actually, if you delve into psychology of Fury, and kind of the current events. So AJ and Usyk are fighting this week. There's a couple of other possibilities here. So I think Fury's intelligent. He knows, he needs to keep his name relevant. It's coming up to a big fight with Usyk and Joshua, so he needs to get out there and say, hey, I'm still here. Remember me. So I think there's a bit of that at play. And I think he's probably aware that a lot of people have been saying, well, if you're really retiring, why aren't you vacating your belts? So now he has vacated one of them. Obviously, he hasn't as of yet vacated the WBC belt. WBC president Mauricio Sullivan has kind of made a little kind of piece to camera saying, congratulating Fury on his retirement and that, but he never mentions the belt, which is always interesting. WBC are always what's the word? Inconsistent, I guess, with their with their use of their own rules. But yeah, so I think there's a bit more at play here. I don't think it's just as well. I'm trying to take a bit of shine off the AJ and Usyk fight, remind people that I'm still here. I think this is actually a very clever move because he has retained so far. I may be proved wrong in coming days or hours, but he's retained the WC belt, which is his bargaining chip. If he relinquishes that, yeah, he's a big money fighter, and people still want to fight him. But the WBC belt is his bargaining chip. It's his power to be the A side against other people. I remember when Fury initially came back, people were saying, "Oh, you've got no belts. Nobody cares. This lineal belt's made up." And then when he got the WBC belt, then suddenly everyone forgot that and were like, "Oh yeah, Fury's the greatest." Funny enough, AJ was saying something similar. You've got no belt. I've got no interest in you. And then in a matter of a year and a half, Fury had the belt and AJ had lost all his belts, which was somewhat funny. But yeah, I think there's something more happening here. I think Fury is smart and he knows he needs to keep that kind of bargaining chip, the WBC belt, but also just keep himself a little bit relevant. Just be like, oh look, everybody, I've vacated the ring belt, which is long since said is one of his favourite belts. I know he's always said the lineal, quote unquote belt is his most treasured, but I think the ring is up there. He does make a big point about the ring belt. So yeah, I think he's vacated that because he knows. Well, he obviously he knows he's one of these people that says I never lost my belts in the ring, so it doesn't really bother me if I've got them or not because I know I'm the man. So I think there's that as well, but I think the main thing is with the ring belt, because it's kind of awarded to a fight. Although the ring has rankings, it's more kind of something they award to a high profile fight that they feel is it justifies it. So they Fury Wilder fight, the second fight, they put that on the line because they felt that was deserving of this. You had Wilder, who was a long-standing WBC champion, and Fury, who was undefeated former unified champion. So it kind of made sense for them to put that belt on the line. So what I'm getting to here is, let's say AJ beats Usyk in the rematch. There's no, then I believe AJ will then have the ring belt because apparently that belt is going to be on the line for that fight. Although I don't know if that's formally kind of confirmed. But let's hypothetically say he does. And then, Fury can go in again and say, I've run the ring belt. another time, more times than anyone in history. So I think it's just another one of them little achievements you can say, you know, I gave you that ring belt, I gave it up, then I won it back off you again. So I think that's probably his ploy there. So he keeps the WBC kind of bargaining chip in kind of a fight momentum and kind of in the potential negotiation for that fight. And also if the ring belt isn't on the line for the AJ Usyk, then again there's no way they won't put that on the line for a Fury AJ or a Fury Usyk fight. So I think for Fury it's kind of like a win-win. It doesn't, he's already got the belts. If he relinquishes them, it doesn't matter, because he can always say, I never lost them. And then he knows if he comes back for another fight against any top level fighter, the ring will put that belt on the line again for him. So yeah, I think it's a very smart move. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. And yeah, so I just wanted to address that, because I know a lot of people are kind of a little bit confused why he's done this but not done the WBC belt. Personally, I think from a kind of psychology point of view, that's exactly what he's doing for those reasons. So yeah, please like, share and subscribe. I'll be doing my Usyk 4 keys to victory very soon. And yeah, I'll catch you in the comments.